Hello, it's Amanda with Music Game Club, and today I am showing you how to play rabbit rhythms. To begin with, this is the game board. You also will get 8 adorable rabbit playing pieces that you can choose from. There are 96 rhythm cards, and they are color-coded for simple rhythms, which have whole notes, half notes, dotted half notes, quarter notes, and rests. And there are also the orange rhythms, which have all of the basic rhythms plus eighth notes and dotted quarter notes and rests. So these make it really easy if you need to divide your cards for your students and have harder cards or easier cards, or you can mix them all up together. I'm going to show them to you mixed today. There are 4 rabbit foot slapping cards, and I will show you what these are used for in just a little bit. When you finish, the winner can celebrate by taking a picture with a success poster that says, "I explored the vegetable garden." Then you can send your students home with this activity sheet that has coloring and also music math, where they will write the time signature for each measure. So like this one would be 5/4, this one would be 2/4. Let's learn how to play. So first, the students are going to pick a rabbit. There are 8 rabbits. If you're playing traditionally, there are 6 rows. So there are 2 extra rabbits, and I will explain what you can use those for in just a little bit. So I'm just going to start with 2 rabbits for this game. And then they can choose, if you're playing with just a couple players, they can choose whichever row they want to be on. You will want to put the slap cards where they can easily be reached by all players, so that way no one has an unfair advantage. Shuffle the rhythm cards. And this is where, if you want to remove just the black notes or just the orange notes or do them together, you can. There are 96 cards total. There are, I believe, 40 black cards and 56 orange cards. All right, let the fun begin. So first, you as a teacher will draw a card. The students have to identify how many counts are in this measure and then slap the correct time signature. So there are 4 beats in this measure, so it's a racing game. Whoever slaps it first gets to move forward 1. Now, if they want to, they can clap and count this rhythm to move forward 2. So they could do 1, 2, 3, 4, and move forward a second space. If they do it wrong, I'm going to tell you what happens. So flip another card. That one's 2/4. So let's say this rabbit got it. So they move forward 1. Now, they can clap and count it. 1 and 2 and, or let's say we did it wrong. I did it wrong on purpose, but let's say they clapped it wrong. Then they move backward 1 space. And the next player can try to clap it correctly to move forward a bonus space. So they would do 1 and 2 and they get to move forward a space. Now, if this player had clapped it wrong, they just stay where they are. The only one who gets penalized is the first player. So first player claps it wrong, they move backward rather than forward. And the next player can try it. So that gives it a little bit of a challenge. If the students aren't that comfortable with clapping, they can choose to skip clapping and just move forward 1 and stay there. And then the other players get a chance at clapping it, or they can be penalized. So that's that one. If a whole rest is flipped up, any time signature can be clapped. So if you have 4 students and they clap all of them, honestly, if you have 5 students, I would say you flip up a whole rest, the students clap it, they all move forward 1, because it's pretty straightforward. It's 4 beats, or 5 beats, or 3 beats, or 2 beats, depending on your meter. You just keep playing, slap, move forward, clap, move forward again, until the first person reaches finish, and then they win. If you need another gameplay option, if you don't need to slap the cards, you can get a die for each player. This works really well if you want gentle gameplay, if you don't like your kids slapping, or if they're too wild with slapping. This works really well teacher versus student, so you do not have an advantage. This also works well if you have a confident versus shy student, if you have a student who will never slap because they're shy, or maybe they're a little bit slower in figuring out the time signature. And this also works well for online lessons where they can't slap. So what you would do is you would identify, then you would roll the die until the first person who rolls the top number for the time signature. Okay, so that would be 3, 4. So then they get to move forward 1, they can still clap it. They clap correctly, they can move forward a second space, and then you go again, and then that one gets 4 beats, so you would have all the students roll until they get a 4. And then they would move forward 1, clap and count correctly, move forward again, clap and count incorrectly, move back 1. Same rules apply, so you can either slap or you can roll the die. It is completely up to you. If you have more than 6 players, let's say you have 8 students, so you want to use all 8 rabbits. Flip the game board sideways. Everything else is played the exact same, but you would just put all of the rabbits on one side of the game board, and then they would hop this way. So then they would, hop. And it gives them an option of 6 moves in order to win. So that is one way. This works better. There is a bonus large poster board size game board that you can print if you have 8 students or more, if you want to find other rabbits or other characters, as many as fit. So then you can play this game with more than just 6 players if you have a large group lesson or a camp that you want to play it with. I hope you and your students have fun playing Rabbit Rhythms. If you can think of any other gameplays or if there's other ways that you use the cards that your students love, let me know. Email us at support@musicgameclub. And if you take pictures of you and your students playing this, tag us at Music Game Club on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. We can't wait to see what you and your students do.